Time now is 10:53 a.m. in the morning on February 6th. I don't know what's going on outside, but Mrs. C have been walking back and forth and 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 back and forth for like 10 times already. Very intensely. I don't know what's going on. But time now is 10:54 a.m. I went to bed at around 3:10 and I slept all the way until 10:30. Okay. And then I slept all the way until 10:30, which gives me about 7 hours and 20 minutes, which is not that bad. Not that bad. I had a peculiar dream, which I'm going to write down a little bit later. But today's going to be an interesting day. At the very least. I'm going to take a lot of bus rides and get to the church first, give the pastor the cake, say thanks, and then leave. Last night, Diana asked me if I want turnip cakes, and I didn't know how to respond. Oh, you know what? The more I speak, the more the chances are going to be I'm going to forget my dreams. I'm going to have to write it down first. Hold on. Yeah, anyways, I realized that it's already 10:59, time flies. I'm gonna leave this place in like 15 minutes. I don't know why is it flying by so fast, but yeah, I don't have much else to talk about really. I'm going to take a bus to the Pico Church, and then I'm gonna take a bus back to the seaside to meet Diana and Potter. Diana asked me if I wanted turnip cakes, right? Because Diana made some turnip cakes and we'll be giving it to Potter. And at first I thought, you know what's the harm? Let's try her turnip cakes. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I think I can get it. And I don't know what's with Diana's personality. Maybe she's a very mature woman, but she's like, oh, don't stress yourself. You know, you don't have to force yourself. And I'm like, well, you know, because I also know someone who may or may not give me some turnip cakes. And that's someone I'm referring to, the Pico pastor. Because when I went shopping with him last Sunday, he also said, oh yeah, I'm going to, you know, make some turnip cakes and I may give it to you. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool. But even if I don't eat any turnip cakes, it's fine. I honestly don't care. I would prefer year cake over turnip cakes any day. But yeah, Diana's like, "Oh, do you want turnip cakes?" And I'm like, "No, I know a friend who might give me turnip cakes, so a little bit would be fine." And Diana's like, "Oh, don't force yourself." Okay, and then I went from being an indecisive, anxious person to someone who's more calculated. Okay, how big is it? How much is it? And she thought by how much is it, it meant how expensive it is. And she's like, no, I made it. I hand made it. I made it myself. And I said, no, how much is it as in, like, how much in terms of quantity, amount. So I literally typed in Cantonese. I wrote in Cantonese, or Chinese, I guess, if it's written. And she said, oh, about the size of a hand, circular, which is literally about the size of the year cake that I bought. And it took me a whole week to finish it. In 3 sessions, but yesterday when I ate those year cakes, I felt nauseous almost because it's just too much. So I told her, you know what? Nah, I don't think you have to give me any. And then she's like, okay. And I've been thinking about this conversation for a while because in this conversation, I was myself the whole time. This is how I would genuinely react when someone offers me something. I wouldn't be decisive at all. Like if someone walks up to me and gives me a piece of candy, I would think, okay, should I accept it What does it imply if I accept it? What does it imply if I refuse it? I don't know that person very well. What does that person imply? What are that person's intentions? What does that person want? Does that person want to manipulate me in the future? Use me? Use candy to condition me? Tame me? What's going on? How should I say this? So I hesitate in a lot of things because I don't even know how to respond because there's just so many variables going into it. So my genuine self would be like, I don't know. But actually, if I think about it hard, if I and Diana switch places, I'm speaking to a boy, and he is this indecisive person who doesn't know what he's doing. Would I respect him more or less? Probably less. Maybe not much less, but a little bit less. So, also my hair is just so wonky. Like, what the fuck? Ugh. But, yeah, I would probably respect myself a bit less. So, I gotta act more decisive next time. Today, during lunch. Something. Yeah. Also, it makes me realize that, I always thought it's impossible to, like, quote unquote, flirt with girls. Because I see Natalie and Pink and Miriam and Zara and my female friends, and I'm like, okay, let's just eat, and then that's it. But actually, I could have done so much more. But what's holding me back is my personality because I'm not like this in real life. Like, I don't go out my way to compliment a girl on a very surface level. Whenever I compliment Natalie, it would always be something deep. Like, wow, you're such a sophisticated person. Like, that's a compliment. Calling someone sophisticated, that's a compliment. That's me saying, you're not shallow, you're not surface level, you're deeper than I thought, and you're interesting. That's what I meant. But I never walk up to Natalie and go, you're beautiful. That's just too on the nose. And I would never do that. But if I were to flirt with girls, saying you're beautiful is definitely going to work more than you're sophisticated. Definitely going to work more. Now, I don't think I've ever said you're sophisticated to Natalie, but I'm just trying to make a point here. In fact, I compliment Natalie very rarely. In fact, I compliment people really rarely. And I think that's because I always try to hide my true intentions. Whenever I speak to people, I always try to not say whatever I'm thinking. Like, if I speak to a very beautiful woman, I wouldn't right off the bat immediately say, you're beautiful. I would say what's needed to be said. Like, why are we having this conversation in the first place? What am I trying to inquire? What do I want? What does she want? How can we work this out? I'm very pragmatic when it comes to conversations. Not because of my personality, not because I have a pragmatic personality, but because I tend to hide my true emotions. This is why for 6 years in secondary school, I've never asked people, what does love feel like? Because I'm always afraid that if I ask this question, people are going to look at me and go, oh, you're in love with someone? You cheeky loser? So I was not a blunt person at all. And even when I had conversation with Potter, when I told him, my aspirations for the future, it was reciprocal. I didn't just say it randomly. It was reciprocal because he said his piece, and I feel like I owe it to him that I say my piece. So, yeah. But I feel like that's going to change. I don't know. We'll see. And this is the Mrs. Red's cherry pie. Apparently yesterday's the Best Buy date, so I'm so happy I decided to eat it today. Okay, let's try it. Wow. It's so sweet. Alright, time now is 11:39 a.m. I'm late by like 25 minutes. No worries though, because I've considered this possibility, and there are a lot of buffer times in my schedule. Like, I estimate more for everything. I look seriously weird. I don't know I look like a robber. And also these like bridge lines between glasses, so Californian. Oh my god. Good goddamn, I'm gonna be late. And it's also extremely shiny right now. I just stand in the shadow of a pillar. Like a street lamp. Okay. Alright, bus number 7. So, a woman on the bus saw me using a piece of hard tissue to pull the string to ring the bell. And he from afar, he's having a conversation with a black man. He's like, there's no point in using a napkin because you're pulling the string and you're putting it back in your pocket. And I heard it, and calmly, very, very calmly, I turned to her and I showed her my napkin and I said, it's folded. And she's like, oh yeah, he's Asian, he's smart. And I don't know how to take it. Is that racist or is that a compliment? I don't know. I don't know how to take it. But I'm just glad somebody can immediately see me as Asian. And then a little bit later, she said, I like your blue Nikes. And I said, oh, thank you. And then he said, you're welcome. It's really weird that somebody some random woman on the bus would speak to me. So weird. Well, I'm gonna be like 10 minutes late, so it could be worse. Definitely could be worse. I don't know. All right, we're here. This almost got stuck in between the bus seats, and the bus driver almost forgot to open the door to let me go until I noticed him. Right. All right. Successfully delivered the cake to him. Yay. Mission accomplished. I ran into the church and I walked around, and I actually legitimately thought that okay, which side is it? Okay. I legitimately thought the pastor might be gone, but turns out he's still here. So I immediately gave it to him and I explained to him, like, actually at this point I could have just gone to church this morning, but I had to explain to him why I didn't go to church. I said I woke up late and I thought, you know, my friend asked me to have lunch with them, and I thought I would be not free the whole day. Okay, where do I take number 7? Alright, this is it. This should be the stop. And Diana and Potter should be around here somewhere. Alright. God damn it. Alright. I think I see them. At least I see Potter. Hey, welcome.
簽咗就代表 I agree to pay the above total。大學 friend 咧就開始食啲，跟住咧，其實我本身諗住過到嚟咧就買嘅啦。之前咧，佢咪自己一個人喺佢自己間屋嗰度，你咁樣好似啊！你冇睇 Joker？哦，就係好似 Joker 咧，佢出去殺人之前唔係佢又係跳舞嘅。你有冇啲咩地方想行？有冇嘢需要問？If you had any more requests for me, please tell us in the email. We'll get more things to share with us. 係啊。但係你點解想拍啊？嗱咁樣就唔好，即係。
又嚟勁多。
大嘢嚟㗎喎！
Alright, time now is 6:20 p.m. I went home way later than I'd expected. But it was a good hangout. It was really good. And I have a lot to say. But yeah, it's pretty great. Alright, time now is 6:57 p.m. on February 6th. Let me report what is going on today. Some 7-Up in a glass. In a cup. Sorry, I almost became American there. So, yeah, I realized I was like 25 minutes late when I left the apartment. And I immediately took the bus, and in my head I was like, okay, the bus might be faster than I thought, because it always happens when I take number 3. Bus number 3, it's always faster than it is estimated on the app. So I thought I would be late, but maybe not that late. So I took the bus all the way to Santa Monica Pier, and then took bus number 7 to the Pico Church, and then back. Oh yeah, went to the Pico Church, and I arrived at around 12:50, and I was legitimately worried that Pico pastor would have left already. So I went in there, and it was a strange feeling because, I've gone to this place a few times already, like 3 times already, and it's a place that I'm supposed to know, and I do know this place, but now that I'm in a rush and that the schedule is changed, it's a different situation, it feels like I'm new to this place. But anyways, I found a guy who is the same guy who drove me to Pico Church last Sunday, and I asked him where's... Alright. So, Mrs. C made me dinner so early. It's not even 7 yet. It's 6:59. Come on, I'm not that hungry. But yeah, the man who drove me to the Pico church, I saw him and I asked him where's the Pico pastor. And he's like, oh, I don't think he's left yet. He's just out there. So I went out there and I can't find him, and I was a little bit afraid. And then at the end, I somehow found him, and he was nice. And I gave him my grandma's cake, and he's happy. He said thank you, and I said, well, thank you for driving me around, bringing me to the east side, and yada yada, and yeah, um, you know, stuff, you know. And then I took the bus number 7. I almost forgot where the bus stop is, and yeah, I almost forgot where the bus stop is. I took a bus all the way to the pier, and I was supposed to meet them outside the restaurant at around 1:30, but I was late by like 3 minutes. But it's just 3 minutes, fine. Was it 3 minutes? No, I was late by like 6, 7 minutes. So I went there and I saw Potter, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Potter, where's Diana?" And he said, "No, Diana said she's coming." So we just sit there for a little while, maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and I recommended him Made in Hong Kong, the movie, and Potter actually watched the movie, and he told me that he actually loves it. Wow, what a great movie! Great actors, very Hong Kong styled. I love it. And then yeah, and then Diana shows up in a very nice formal coat. What's the color? Beige. Beige coat. Yes, very formal beige coat. Low hang. I wouldn't say low hanging, but it wasn't like a very covered. Like it was a little bit showing, you know, and very formal pants. Like, what's this formality, man? And she has thick makeup on, like you would think she's from a Cantonese opera. And I was like, okay, looks like a regular person. Um, we went in the restaurant and we found a seat, sat down, ordered, and I ordered quite fast because I already saw the menu like beforehand, like a couple days ago, right? So I already knew what to order. Not so expensive, kind of fine, whatever. And then it's this huge horizontal pot of Italian sausage linguine, which actually tastes quite good, but I don't think I can finish it. So I actually didn't. I brought some back home. But yeah, we just started talking, and I realized that even though Potter is a very social and outgoing person, he's also to a degree not aggressive. So I and him were kinda also passive. This is why when we saw Diana, it's more like me trying to ask Diana stuff and then Potter trying to ask Diana stuff, and then we're just 50%, 50-50, kind of just asking her stuff and conversing with her. And at a few points, I and Potter would talk because Potter also talked about his experience having lunch with a random black dude. So he's never befriended any black people before. Yesterday's his first time. And the black person found him on Instagram and asked him to hang out. So they did hang out, and it's in this similar area. And the person is apparently quite young, like 17, 18 ish, and is probably gay. And that person flirted with Potter and put his head on Potter's shoulder. Now, Potter's not gay, but Potter doesn't really want to tell him. Yesterday he's planning to tell him like next Wednesday actually, because the black dude asked him if he wants to go to an art museum on a Wednesday. So that's interesting. So yeah, let's talk about Diana. She looks fine. She doesn't look especially cute or anything. She looks fine. But then again, she has heavy makeup on, so I have no idea what she actually looks like. But on the surface level, surface appraisal, right? Diana is apparently 18 years old only. I thought she's a mother, okay? At a few points, I thought she's a motherly person. But she's younger than me. She's 18. She just finished the DSEs last year, and she just came here. For months, she lived with her dad and her brother somewhere in LA, somewhere far away. And now she's just moved to Santa Monica, living there, and her roommate, also a Hong Konger, also from the same college, will show up at some point. And she's probably rich. She looks rich with the fancy suit. And given that she picked this she picked this restaurant, she's probably quite wealthy. And she used to study at Wangdaixin, and apparently she's not like born here or something. She just came here. I mean, she's been to USA for traveling before, but this is for real. And she's way easier to understand and way less beyond my grasp than I thought she would be. So the moment I learned that she is only 18, I was a little bit surprised because she dressed like she's 20 something, but also it gave me a bit more confidence when I interact with her. I seem to act more mature when I learned that she's only 18, and I'm older than her by a year, okay? And yeah. We talked about many things really. I was again me and Potter were equally aggressive conversationally, and I asked Diana like, what are your plans after this college, and she's like, oh, I want to transfer to UCLA, and I'm like, oh yeah, me too. And I'm like, oh, where did you go to school before this, what's your experience in this, how are you handling this culture, similar to the stuff I and Potter discussed, yesterday, not yesterday, Friday. And Diana's nice. She doesn't seem like she's hiding anything. She's also not really complicated of a person. I won't call her shallow, but I wouldn't call her complicated. She's somewhere in between. So she's a math major, but she loves business. And Potter asked her, what's your interest? What's your thing? What's your thing? My thing is film. Potter's thing is photography and design, but really he has like different things, going on. Like for a while it was eating leaves, and now he's into making coffee. So after the meal, we had some trouble paying because we don't know how American restaurants work. We put down our cards, and the waiter took the cards and then gave us the cards again with extra receipts, and we're like, what the hell are we supposed to do? And we haven't even paid the tips. We haven't picked what tips to pay. It's weird. But yeah, we paid, and then we left, and we just walked. We just walked around to 3rd Street downtown Santa Monica. We went into a mall, went to a Nordstrom, and then we walked in Target, and then that's it. It was a nice walk. As we walked, we talked, and at some point it started to get almost philosophical. And it's kind of funny seeing Potter and Diana interact because they're both very different people. And Diana's into business, and more importantly, into AI and technology. She wants to create a trend, something like a social media platform, like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And she doesn't know what to create. She wants to create something like that, but she doesn't know what to create. She just wants to create a trend. And she's been asking, I don't know what people like. I don't know what are the trends. I don't know how will things develop. For me, I'm not really interested in that stuff. To create a second TikTok, to create a new social media platform seems like a really boring thing to me. But I tried my best to engage in the conversation and was like, well, people like short things because they have short attention spans. So obviously TikTok and YouTube Shorts because people like watching short things. Second of all, people like dumb things. They don't like to think. That's why a lot of TikToks are basically like spoon feeding information and easy information, simple minded things like music and food. People love that. And then she was like, "Oh yes, that's a good point. This is why I love to hang out with people." Um, yeah. I guess I don't know. Potter's quite straightforward when it comes to expressing his artistic side, and by artistic I mean like artistic thinking. Like at some point in the lunch, early parts, he was like, "Oh, to be able to live in LA, you really need to shed some of your past personality traits in order to survive, and it makes us change." And it was a thoughtful statement, I guess. And Diana's like, "Wow, that's, I've never met someone like you before." And yeah, it's quite interesting. I and Diana, like, we just talked a lot. Oh, and then we had tiramisu afterwards because Diana really wants tiramisu. So we had tiramisu. It was $13 US, which is quite expensive. But I'm happy that we didn't order three small tiramisus, but rather one bigger chunk of tiramisu. Um, and then yeah, we went to Target and she bought some stuff. Some furniture, laundry basket. Not some furniture, just a laundry basket and some other stuff. And then we walked her to her place, and then that's it. And then I and Potter, we continued to talk, and then we walked back and like back to the bus stop, and then we just took a bus, and here I am. But yeah, Diana, I don't know. I followed her on Instagram. We exchanged IG before we parted ways, and I accidentally followed her on my private account. I made an oopsie, and I immediately was like, "Oh my god, do I have to archive any posts now?" Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. If I want to be close friends with Diana, which I haven't decided actually, I should probably allow her, but then again, I haven't decided, so I don't know. But yeah, whoops. Um, but yeah, um, I don't know. Diana's really straightforward. She's not like a very sophisticated person. She doesn't seem like she told us that she hasn't experienced anything all that interesting. So there's that. I don't know what's going on outside. Just yeah, I'm gonna edit the lobster and then I'm gonna go out and have dinner or something. A couple more things. So time now is 9:17 p.m. Just had dinner. And the dinner is quite underwhelming, if I were to be honest. It's a couple pieces of asparagus, three chunks of sweet potato, and it's not whole potato, just chunks. And then like four slices of turkey. The turkey's fine, but it's just so underwhelming. So I'm going to eat something later. Jelly, candy, grandma's cakes. I'll eat a little bit, maybe the yogurt, or maybe I can save that for tomorrow. And I finished quite a few things actually. The Biscoff biscuits I finished last night. The cherry pie I finished this morning, and it's so dry. It's impossible to eat it without water or coffee or chocolate or whatever, like drinking chocolate. I finished the Reese's peanut butter cups. The chocolate is halfway done, and I'm not eating those cereal. They disgust me. They're terrible. They're like sandpaper. So and I ran out of fruits, so I'm going to have to go back to the supermarket um, very soon. Yes. I don't know why did I just do that? I'm so bored with life. Leave me alone. Um. So about Diana, like I think about Diana like, again, like just I've never done this before. Sort of just hang out with people I've never hung out before. Because usually my course, the normal course of friendship development, is I meet them at school because I don't have a lot of friends outside of school. So usually at school I meet them first. Cedric, Natalie, Leo, Pink, Zara, Miriam, Nick, and I guess Tom technically. And I meet them at school. I speak to them. I sit with them. Okay, like I've sat with. Have I ever sat with Cedric? I don't think I have, but I've sat with Natalie. I've sat with Leo. Not beside me, but like behind me. I think no, beside me. I've never sat with Pink, but I'm good friends with her. I sit with people. I speak to them, and at some point we exchange Instagram. We don't need to exchange numbers because it's mandatory, right? In Hong Kong, but we exchange Instagram. Or actually, we don't even need to exchange Instagram. Like we all have each other's Instagram, like one connect to another. But we exchange more stuff about each other. We start WhatsApping each other, conversation, DMing each other on Instagram, and then we're just like inviting people out. That's the normal course of development. We meet them at school, but in college it's different because in college, in a classroom, if you meet someone, once the semester is over, gone. So meeting them inside the classroom is not the first step now. The first step is to, I don't know. There's no first step. The first step is to randomly get texted or randomly text someone. That's the first step. And then just hang out and have lunch. And if we recognize each other, if one of us recognize the other one, then okay, I found you. Let's be friends. Which is weird. That's why I reflect on today, and once again I have this feeling that it's kind of like a dream. It's kind of like it didn't happen because I've just never done this before. And yeah. And Diana also told me that she's an outgoing person, so I'm glad to know that as far as social difficulty, social impairment goes, I'm the only one. I'm so quirky. Another thing is that Diana wants to be a YouTuber. Diana's interest, like Potter asked her like, what are some of your interests, and Diana's like cooking, like, but she doesn't eat them. So when she feels stressed, she just cooks, and it's pleasurable. And she said she kind of wanted to make YouTube videos and vlogs and like cooking vlogs or something. And I gave her a lot of input on that, but I never revealed that I'm a YouTuber as well. I never revealed that. No. And it's good to keep that to myself. It's good. If they find out, I don't know how beneficial that would be. I guess another thing is yeah, I mean, it's a shame that I accidentally showed my private Instagram to her, but it's not the end of the world. And I guess I don't know, I have small feeling, like, judging from her Instagram profile picture, she may not be a very self-aware person. Like her profile picture is just a photo of herself with a heavy filter on, which is hilarious and may not be optimal, not very socially aware picture, I'd say. And I feel like there's a small possibility that she's the kind of girl who a lot of people talk shit about. Maybe. I'm not sure. Like, like Jordana now, a lot of people talk shit about Jordana. But, she's jolly. She seems like a healthy person. She's a very healthy person. But mentally, she seems healthy. And, yeah. But I do look forward to hanging out with Diana more. Tomorrow there's gonna be more. So again, this is fucking crazy. I'm meeting people again and again and again. So I'm gonna be seeing JT tomorrow for lunch, plus Potter, which is gonna be interesting. And then I'm gonna come back home. I'm not gonna film as much, because I've seen JT and Potter before. But that's gonna be interesting. And then JT wants to hang out with me next Sunday to Melrose Avenue. I asked Potter if he wants to join, and Potter says, nah, I want to rest before the next semester begins. And actually, I would also like it if it's not Sunday, because on Sunday, I'm gonna go to the Chinatown church. That's my plan. So yeah. Alright, time now is 2:12 a.m. I can't finish The Big Lebowski, and also a few hours ago, actually a couple hours ago, after midnight, a bit after midnight, JT has texted me saying that she's very busy, so she can't do it tomorrow. She asked me if it's okay if I come to the college by 1 p.m. and I told her I can't. I really can't. I have homework to do, man. I finished half of my film homework. I still got another half. I finished 3/8 of my psychology homework. I still got 5/8, and I have to finish them both by tomorrow, and the psychology before 5 p.m. So yeah. All right. So time now is 10:34 a.m. in the morning on February 8th, 7th. So yeah, today's not gonna be eventful at all. JT is busy, so she won't be having lunch with me and Potter today, even though that would be a very fun thing. But she's not able to do that because it's the last week. Honestly, I'm a little bit glad that that's the case because I myself have a lot of homework to do as well. Because today I will do nothing but homework and go to college. So I got a bunch of psychology homework. I got a bunch of film homework. Um, and I gotta do a review on this Black Country New Road album. And then I'm going to finish The Big Lebowski tonight. And that's it for today. And I'm gonna go to college. And then that's it. And I feel like this is gonna be the case for the rest of the week, honestly. It's not going to be a very eventful week, I'm afraid. It's yeah, it's not going to be a very eventful week. It's going to pass by real fast. In fact, February started off really fast already. I mean, it's already been 1 week since February, so it's definitely been faster than January. Definitely gone faster than January, and yeah, I really want to talk less. I feel like this is becoming more of a burden for me to film and talk to myself, but at the same time, I enjoy doing it. But I kind of sense that since so much can happen on one day, like in January, a lot happens, I tend to speak a lot on everything. My thoughts, what happened, yada yada. So I'm gonna try my best to speak less and less and less. Um, and then yeah, that's all. That's really all. It's going to be a peaceful week. I, I was like, oh, I hope nothing bad happens in the next 2 weeks after the keys crisis at the old host. Um, that kind of came true. I mean, how many weeks has it been? Yeah, I think it's been 2 weeks, and nothing all that terrible had happened other than the bank account thing. Um, in fact, I met two new friends. So again, friends not as in like close friends. I can, they're not gay. They're not friends who know me truly, like Natalie, maybe Cedric and Leo and Pink. But they're friends as in I have their Instagram, and I've spoken to them and had lunch with them. So I feel like I'm making progress, which is really cool. But again, it's not a competition, but clearly they have made friends too. They have made non-Hong Kong friends before, and I haven't. So I'm gonna try this week. I'm gonna try to speak more to the people on my psychology course. I know it's tough, but I'm gonna try, and hopefully, I'm gonna get an Instagram and befriend one of them. Sounds like a plan to me. I slept for 6.5 hours today, and I don't know what to eat for breakfast. Yeah, slept from 3:40 to 10:15, but I probably fell asleep at 3:45. Again, I woke up a little earlier today because homework, and yeah, I don't know what to eat for breakfast. Honestly, I don't want to eat toast. I don't want to eat cereal, and I don't want to eat eggs because I've already made myself some, I think a couple days ago. So I'm literally left with no choice because in America there aren't that much in terms of breakfast. Maybe I'll just skip breakfast. Or maybe I'll figure it out. Two more things. First of all, trash. I need to throw them out. It's been 2 weeks. I've been living here for like 2 weeks, and I haven't thrown out any trash. I've been throwing the same trash into this bin for 2 weeks. I have to do something about it. Yes. Maybe tomorrow, I guess. Second of all, I need to go to a grocery store, supermarket to buy stuff. I'm gonna form a shopping list a little later. Third thing, I'm going to I'm still dissatisfied with my body, so I want to go to the park and run and do push-ups and sit-ups. You know, the good old. 4, I still need to speak to a counselor. It's no rush because spring semester is already happening, but I'm still going to have to speak to a counselor. So there's that. I guess 5 would be trying to get a job, a student help job, something like that. Okay, I need a fork. Come on. Oh, seriously? Alright, I'm just gonna stand up and eat. The inside of the sausage, the center of the sausage, is still cold. But you know what? It's whatever. Alright, time now is 3:23 p.m. I'm extremely bored. I finished all the psychology homework I have to do today, which is nice. And I may or may not do some, so I'm gonna leave in about 45 minutes. I'm also extremely hungry, even though I had a little bit of cereal this morning with a cereal that I've never had before. I forgot the name of that cereal, and then I had the leftover from yesterday's lunch, which is good, but it's definitely not enough. So I ate a little bit of chocolate, and one jelly snack, small jelly snack, and I still feel really hungry. And I keep looking around and I don't see any food. I mean, there's chocolate here, but I don't really want to eat it because I already ate a bunch yesterday. And there's nothing else. I don't want to eat grandma's cakes. I don't want to eat the cereal because it tastes like sandpaper. There's nothing. Fuck. I may or may not go to 7-Eleven and buy myself breakfast tonight, like after psychology course. That's probably a good idea. And then tomorrow, if possible, I'm gonna just go to the supermarket, the Ralph's, and buy a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I'd also like to say that I'm gonna try to make friends, like initiate, and it's not a bad idea. I don't think. Like, you know, people like the white boy and the white tall dude and the woman in front of me, they say hi Enoch from time to time. Like I should say it back. For start. I mean I always say it back, but like I should be the one to say it first. More often. So there's that. Yeah. And then maybe I can make friends. I don't know. JT said so this Sunday I want to go to the Chinatown church because I've made promises. And so I asked JT if she's available on Saturday, and she says she can't because she has a bank appointment. So it might be another whole week until I'm able to see JT, or maybe I can arrange another time because I know that on Friday, I don't have to. Wait, do I? I feel like I have film homework. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I do, but it's still whatever. All right, time now is 7:36. Class finished. A couple things to talk about. Well, I don't know why I said that. But today's class was quite intriguing. So, the professor was late by like 5 minutes, and this chapter is literally the densest and the biggest chapter in the whole book. And she started late, and I guess she wasn't really aware how dense the chapter was, and she taught pretty slowly. She taught a lot about childhood disorders, childhood psychological disorders, autism, and lo and behold, there's only half an hour left. So we sort of sped through at the end, and we didn't even get the time to talk to. We didn't have the time to talk about a bunch of other disorders. And for the first maybe 20 minutes of the class, there were no lights because we just didn't decide. We just decided not to turn on the lights, and the professor is like, "Ooh, I like the ambiance." So, damn, the light just turned white. All right, but the professor was like, "Damn, I like the ambiance. So let's just not turn on the lights for a while." And I don't know why. Maybe it's because there were no lights. I just felt kind of sleepy and tired. And I've been waiting to ask this question for so long, and that's 8th grade syndrome. And as the professor was speeding through the last bit, where she sort of talks about childhood depression and anxiety, I was gonna raise my hand, and at the end I actually did, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I know we're running out of time, but can you talk a little bit?" No, I asked her, "Have you heard of 8th grade syndrome? It originated in Japan. I think it's more prevalent in East Asia, and it's like these kids develop delusions." And I just talk about it, and then she said she knows a bit about Japanese culture and how stressed out they are, getting grade A and all that. Reality is much more complicated, and different parts of East Asia sort of work differently. So maybe Japanese escapism and Hong Kong escapism are a little bit different, but good stuff. I was gonna ask more and add more, but it was already really late. It was already like 7:30. Anyways, I was like, okay, like before I went to college, I was like, okay, I wanted to speak more to people, make friends. And when I arrived at college, I was a little bit early, and I saw Nicole, the woman from Eritrea, and the tall white guy was also there, and we said hi to each other, and that's it. There's a couple of people in front of me. I'm just gonna... Alright, they're walking away. Okay, so during the break, I was gonna walk out of my classroom to, use my phone, whatever, get some fresh air. But, the professor and the black girl went out of the classroom to talk privately, and I don't want to interrupt them, so I decided to stay. And in the room, it was just me and Vivian, the white girl, and she took the initiative. She was like, I was gonna say something. I was gonna don't want to bother them, but she took the initiative. She was like, "Oh, so Enoch, are you taking other courses in this semester? Like, how about next semester? What courses are you taking?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking next semester I'll be taking film." I was like, next semester I'll be taking film, I'll be taking Spanish, and then I talked about, the foreign language area, the GE, and I was like, oh, I don't know if, as an immigrant, if I can just skip this area because I speak another language. And then I explained to her, oh, I don't know by Chinese if they mean Cantonese or Mandarin. So there's that. And then at the very end of the class, after we left, I overheard Vivian and the black girl, Talia, talk about Euphoria. Not referring to the hentai, but obviously the HBO TV show. And I wanted to join in. So I did. And I said, oh, you're talking about Euphoria? And they're like, oh yeah. Have you watched it? Oh no, I only watched season 1. I haven't watched season 2 yet. And Vivian asked me if I like it, and I said, well, I mean, I can't really relate to it. There are cultural differences. So, there's that. I hate to be an optimist, but sometimes you gotta be an optimist. I feel like if I keep this up, and not for long, I mean, we only have 2 days left for this course. But I feel like I could befriend maybe the white girl. Maybe Vivian the white girl. Or if I take some time out and speak to the white boy, I think I can befriend him too. But she's quite nice. And I don't know, I'm pretty happy when I speak about my own culture. Especially when I have to explain the differences between Mandarin and Cantonese, or explain how Hong Kong school life is different from an American school life culture. I like that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven and buy something. A breakfast / lunch for tomorrow. Alright, let's go in. Okay, right. Okay. Huh. I'll just go with these. Come to think of it, I should have ordered the bigger bread. I should have ordered the $2.5 one. That would be about 16, maybe 17 Hong Kong dollars. And for a lunch, $17 is really, really, really fucking cheap. Like even in Hong Kong standards, and even more so in Santa Monica standards. So I should have gotten the bigger one, but I got the small chocolate cupcakes. Don't worry, I can still try it again on Wednesday. Don't worry. But this means tomorrow, aside from the small chocolate cupcakes, I will also have to make myself another kind of breakfast. I'm thinking French toast. That or peanut butter and banana toast sandwich. That would also work. Quite well. Because I know there are bananas and there's peanut butter in the fridge. I know where the bread is. It would actually work. But also the cupcakes. So, and then tomorrow perhaps I will go to the supermarket. Alright, time now is 9:40. 9:40 p.m. on February 7th. So, a couple things, right? I don't know. I'm just conditioned to say this every time. Not a couple things. There are more than a couple things I would like to talk about. But first of all, the dinner, drumroll please. Asparagus, sweet potatoes, and turkey. Exactly the same as last night. Also a paper plate. Also placed the same way. Oh my god. You know what? It's fine. I'm not gonna vomit or anything because it doesn't taste bad. And it is I'm happy that I'm not starving to death right now. But if this dinner is repeated again tomorrow night, I'm not eating it, okay? I'll be eating something else. Um yeah, I'm gonna actually I already did this on my way home on the bus, but I made a meal plan Excel to basically regulate what meals I eat every single day to not only keep healthy but also nutrition and stuff. Um, yeah. I don't know what else to say really. Um, Not gonna do much for the rest of the day. My mom wants a photo of my student ID card, so I'm asking my mom's friend who received a mail a week ago containing my student ID card. I'm asking him to take a photo of the student ID card, send it to me, yada yada. That's all. I'm not stressed about meeting JT, but I'll ask her if Friday is good because I'm free on a Friday. But I don't have much else to do today, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit of college homework, and then afterwards, watch half of Big Lebowski, the second half, and then I'm good, and then that's it, and then that's it for today. I got nothing else to worry about. Which is very nice. I got everything else to worry about, obviously, but nothing all that urgent. I would like to join more short film competitions using the same short film because it's so. I actually did everything wrong. I did everything wrong. The fact that I submitted my short film hours before the deadline is terrible because the earlier you submit, the better chances of you getting in because the faster you will get into the judges' minds. And I didn't make this advice up. Somebody did. Chris Stuckman did. And it's a good advice. And also, joining one competition, that's not how it works. People make short films and they would submit it to 20 something competitions. And in Hong Kong, that's kind of impossible because there aren't that many competitions in Hong Kong, but at least more than one. So, yeah, that's bullshit. I'm still making my shopping list, but I've been thinking if I buy chocolate milk, will it turn bad? I mean, the chocolate milk I bought in Walgreens half a month ago, I sort of drank it over the course of 2 weeks, and it didn't really turn bad. I think so. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. And also, if I do buy tomato and garlic, I can put tomatoes in my room, but garlic in my room may not be a great idea. But I do need garlic. Especially when it comes to making vegetables and all kinds. I do need garlic. All right. Time now is 10:14 a.m. in the morning on February 8th. I just woke up. I fell asleep at around 3:30 and I set the alarm at 10 a.m. I wanted to wake up early because I have many things to do. Not only do I want to go to the supermarket and buy stuff, I remembered that I have to react to the Oscar nominees, but I cannot wake up in time to do it, but I have to at least wake up a little earlier to react to it. So I have to make that video. Now, another issue is that, so I slept for 6.5 hours, which is not really all that great, but I didn't sleep very well. In the middle of the morning, maybe it was 7 a.m., maybe it was 8 a.m., maybe it was 9 a.m. ish, but suddenly I was awakened by the noise of dogs barking and Mr. C loudly speaking to his friend. And he spoke for a long time, and he spoke very, very loudly, completely disregarding the fact that I was asleep. So he woke me up, and then he left, and then I actually fell back asleep somehow because I was just really sleepy. I had a small dream about leaving a hotel room to go to some adventure, but nobody told me that it's going to last for a long time. Anyways, just woke up and Mr. C and Mrs. C are gone from the house, but what's in the house are a couple of Mexican ladies who are cleaning the house, and they were coincidentally cleaning my bathroom. So I stood outside the bathroom looking like a total mess with messy hair, just standing there like this. And then one of them was like, "Oh, el muchacho va a entrar." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, the boy is going to enter." So, okay. Well, anyways, it's a good thing I know a little Spanish after the Spanish 1 course. But anyways, the plan will proceed. I will make myself some peanut butter and banana toast sandwich for breakfast, and then for lunch I'll eat the chocolate cupcakes. I will react to the Oscars video, make a video reacting to the Oscar nominees, and then I will be doing a bit of psychology homework, and then at around 2 o'clock, 2:15, I will leave the place and we'll go to the supermarket and buy stuff. Come back, put down some stuff, and then immediately leave to college. That is the plan. So from now to 2:15 is about 4 hours. That's not a lot of time, but I will try my best. Yeah, that's all. That is all for today. I also completely, for the last few days, maybe it's because of the whole, meeting Potter and Diana thing, I completely forgot about booster. Getting the booster. I have to get the booster. And I don't know if I should do it in the campus or outside the campus. Of course I want to do it in the campus, but maybe it's all booked already. So I have no freaking idea when to do it, what to do. So I'm going to have to figure that out ASAP. And also a student ID card. My mom's friends send me a photo of the student ID card, and it says it's effective from January 4th to February 10th. And this Friday is February 10th. That's literally the day after tomorrow. No, it's this Thursday, not Friday. Which is absolutely stupid. This means that I have just applied for student ID, and before I can even receive it, because my mom's friend can only see me on Sundays, before I can receive it, it's already expired. So I have to apply for a new one again. Yeah. Kinda lame, I know. Or maybe there's something else about it that I don't know. I gotta ask So yeah, peanut butter, banana toast time. Let's go. Here we go. This is lunch. 2 chocolate cupcakes, $1.89, $7 in 7-Eleven. All right. It's probably super sweet. We'll see. Yep, it is super sweet. Yep. Yep. All right. Time now is 2:23 p.m. I'm out here on my own, not carrying a bag or anything. Just a wallet and a phone, and I'm going to buy some groceries, aka supermarket stuff. So a few things. The peanut butter jar, there were 2 peanut butter jars in the fridge, and both of them are expired. The first one I checked was expired in, I think, November 2021, And so I was like, okay, screw it, let's find another one. And the other one is expired in 2020, so I ate the 2021 expired one. The dogs, they saw me and they barked, they hated me, and yeah, I saw them coming and I thought, okay, the door is locked so they won't attack me or anything. Nope, it's not fucking locked. The dogs came, they ran into me and they didn't bite me or anything, but they did jump up onto me and scratch my pants. And the brown one, so the black one hates me the most, but the brown one's quieter, but he hates me equally actually, and he hit me in the leg. So yeah, that was not a good experience. And then I was gonna ask Mrs. C, where do I throw the trash, because I have 2 weeks worth of trash in my room. And I asked her and she was in a business call, so I had to wait for her. And finally after the call, she's like, Enoch, what do you need? And I'm like, oh, I need to throw out the trash. And then she's like, oh, the trash bins are outside. And I also told her that my name is Enoch, not Enoch. I swear to God. It reminds me of that old fucking woman. Alright. Anyways, I'm gonna go buy stuff. I have a shopping list and it's all food. It's all food. I realized that I bought the alcohol spray and the wipes, the laundry pods, and I haven't used them after I bought them, like about 10 days ago. So all I need is food, really. I don't think I'm gonna buy garlic, but tomato, probably. And I can eat tomatoes in various ways. And then yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go to YouTube and watch some videos regarding vegetable storage and whatnot, because I'm no expert in this field. But yeah, I have a shopping list. I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna make sure it's under $30. That's the whole idea. And yeah. Alright, Ralph's right up there. I watched The Big Lebowski yesterday, and apparently Ralph's is more common than I thought. Alright, let's go in. I went in there with Potter a little while ago, so yeah. Alright, where are the baskets? They used to be here. Where are they now? The heck? What? Where did they go? What? Alright. Where are the baskets? They used to be here. Where are they now? The heck? What? Where did they go? What? Alright. Got the shopping cart. Let's see, yeah. Let's see what to buy. Took me like 5 minutes to open a plastic bag. Oh my god. Alright, we got soup. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Got a mushroom soup. Got some noodles. Let's find myself a bag of chips. I high-key want to try one of these, but they last very long. I already got a considerable amount of stuff. I kind of want meat though. I realized that I haven't been eating a lot of meat. Alright. I bought stuff. Yes. Apple pie. I got a broccoli salad I can eat tomorrow for lunch. And it's only $20.97. I thought it would pass I thought it would pass 30 because I bought a lot of stuff, but no, it's only 20.92. And in LA standards, that's kind of cheap and worth it. In Hong Kong, maybe that's a little expensive, but you know, obviously it would be. But yeah, this is great actually. So I got apple pie. I believe I can eat that for at least 3 to 4 mornings. So that's a lot of breakfast. I got a broccoli salad I can eat. I got potato chips. I got some candy. The only thing I didn't get is meat because I thought it's already too expensive, but apparently I should have bought some meat. But it's no worries because I can survive on eggs when it comes to proteins, and I believe there are eggs in the fridge, and I believe there's salami in the fridge too. So that's the thumbnail. Also okay. Also there are some weird price things. So beef jerky is surprisingly expensive. Beef jerky is like $7 to $8 per pack, but a whole salmon fillet is like $5 to $6, which is kind of worth it. There are whole pies and whole cakes that are somewhat expensive, but you can eat for several days, so shouldn't be an issue. And then yeah, certain stuff is surprisingly expensive, and then certain stuff is surprisingly cheap. There are little boxes of salads, macaroni salad. That's really nice. Certain chocolates are really expensive for some reason. I don't know. I'm still getting the hang of it. Alright, it's 3:13. I took about 45 minutes, which is way faster than I thought. So now I have an entire hour here again. But here's what I bought. Korean cup noodles. For candy, bought this. I don't want to buy sour gummy anymore, like at least for a couple of weeks, because it's like eating too much. Mushroom soup. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Apple pie, looking nice. I would like to try many other pies. There are tons of interesting pies. Sweet potato pie, pecan pies, peach pies. There are tons of pies I've never even seen before. Cupcakes too, but I just ate 2 cupcakes a day, and it's repulsive because it's extremely sweet. Chips I can eat for days. And obviously I got chocolate milk and the broccoli salad up there, which you can't see up there on top of the lemon tea. And I still got grandma's cakes and jelly candy. So yeah, quite stacked. And of course tomato. I can make omelet with it. I can just eat it raw, whatever I want really. Oranges because of vitamin C. And I still got a bit of chocolate here from last time. So all is well. All is very... Oishimatta kono yaro. Shit. Time now is 3:40. I'm back in my home bedroom clothes. Shit. I'm still hungry even after the chocolate cupcakes, so I'm eating a bit of salami. So the host just spoke to me. Apparently I need to leave this house by March 22nd. Yeah, so that's not because I suck, but because the daughter of the house is pregnant and her baby is due in April, and I need to leave because they need to use this room as the baby room. So I'll be leaving on March 22nd. That's about 1 month and 2 weeks from now, which is still a while later, but it's a shame because I was hoping that I would live here for longer, but alas, I can't, and I would have to move again on March 22nd. God damn it, I hate moving, because every time you move, you have to eat as much as possible of everything you have, and then try to pack, and packing is a tedious effort, and then and then I have to set up everything again. I have to clean everything again, and I have to inventory everything again and make sure nothing's missing. And then there's the, I will run out of luggages again, like all that issues again. And I like living here, I really do. Aside from the Wi-Fi and the poor air circulation, I think everything else about this room is fine. Like, it was dirty at first, but I cleaned it, and now it's fine, I guess. And it has a lot of space. I know where to put things. But I guess not. I guess one good thing out of this is that I will get to have to meet people, and I would have interesting experience. But I either live in a new host family, which I don't know if it's possible or not, or I find a friend and rent a place with the friend, which is possible but difficult, given how socially inept I am of a person, but I'll try my best. And even though I'll be living in a new room, it means that I can't lay everything on my desk like I am doing right now, because there are boundaries, and there are boundaries here, but that's the door. But when I'm co-living with someone in a smaller apartment, the boundaries are smaller, and chances of stealing and getting things dirty is higher, which is scary. So I have no idea. I really don't. But hey, at least that's March 22nd, so I got time, But yikes. I'm just so fucking hungry. I don't know what happened to me. I guess it's due to weeks of malnutrition, but I just ate whatever I saw. I ate some potato chips that I just bought. I ate the hard candy that I just bought. I ate a jelly candy. I also did the meal plan Google spreadsheet. I also just realized that I wore the wrong shoes. I can just go back right now, but nah, I don't want to run out of time. In fact, I want to go to school a little early to chit chat with people. Alright, time now is 7:28 p.m. Lecture done. It was a little underwhelming. I was late for about 15 minutes. I arrived at around 5:30, and I didn't say much because the chapter was a little boring. It's about neurocognitive disorders and aging, and I don't have much to ask or add. There was a brief moment in the class where we all left the classroom and stood outside of an elevator because the professor wanted to demonstrate how a person with dementia would act in front of an elevator, not pressing a button. And yeah, at the end of the class, it's like the white girl Vivian, she was like, tomorrow's the last class. And I said, yeah, 6 weeks already gone. Oh my god. And that's pretty much the only thing I said, aside from a couple of thank yous from people opening the door. I wanted to speak to the white girl more because I feel like there's a way to get into more, because after the break I could hear her and the black girl Talia talk about shows like Euphoria and 13 Reasons Why, and I watched those two shows as well. I could get in. So no worries, they're still tomorrow, but I don't know if it's possible to befriend someone within a day. Though, even though I don't think I could befriend anyone within the last 6 weeks in that psychology course, if I could strike up a conversation with a non-Asian, non-Hong Konger person, I think that's a really good thing already. That's an improvement on my part as someone who is socially inept. And I don't know if the fact that there are only 6 of us is a good thing or not, because if there are more people, then it means there's more of a chance of, you know, meeting someone you like speaking to. There's a higher chance of just interaction with this much people. But with lower number of people, there isn't a lot of people to speak to, so it's just the same few people, and you're kind of forced to speak with them, you're kind of forced to interact with them, thus befriending them is also in a way easier. So I really don't know, but it's unfortunate that after the class I was originally going to walk up to Vivian, the white girl, and continue to speak to her about, you know, 13 Reasons Why, or maybe what courses are you taking next semester. That's step 2. And unfortunately she walked the other way, so that's lame. So tomorrow I'm going to try to go to class like way earlier, like 15 minutes earlier, and see if there are people there standing outside of the classroom, and hopefully maybe I could strike up a conversation with them, even if okay, so I'm grading friends. Grade A is close friends, people who I can act completely naturally in front of, like Natalie and perhaps Cedric. Leo and Pink definitely, Zara and Miriam, perhaps Cedric and Nick. And I say Cedric because I haven't seen him physically for such a long time. It's been like 1.5 years since I've seen him physically, that I don't know if I'll react the same way, if I'll feel just as comfortable as I used to be. But Natalie's not too long ago, everybody else is not too long ago, so there's that. That's grade A. Grade B, I would say grade B are people like Tom, the kind of people who I would speak to on very few occasions, maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months. People who I'm comfortable speaking to, but I wouldn't reveal everything about myself. I would still be reserved. I would still hold a little bit of reservation. I'd say that's grade B. But, you know, still people I trust, people who I think I would have the motivation to hang out more. You know, people like Diana and Potter are probably grade B as well. And then grade C, and there's already a huge gap between B and C. So C are people that are nice and people that I occasionally speak to, and not voluntarily usually, but whenever I need help, or whenever in occasions like Christmas I say Merry Christmas, and New Year I say Happy New Year. People like the church people, the Pico pastor, church, Jonah from the Chinatown church. And I guess that's grade C. And in a sense, my family, I hate to say this, but not that close with my family. So, you know, I speak to my mom often, but I hold reservations obviously, and I don't reveal everything about myself. People who are above me or below me, and people who are in very different circumstances, are grade C. And I don't consider grade C friends already. And grade D, now grade E are strangers, grade D are people who I don't even speak to, but I know of them, they know of me, and there has been interaction. Like Mr. and Mrs. C from the host of my house. I don't necessarily speak to them, I don't want to speak to them. I don't care about them. But they do exist, you know? I do know them. I do know who they are. That's grade D. And grade E, pretty much a stranger. The only person in this world who is exempt from these grades is Mary. Because it's different. Mary, to her, I'm a stranger, I guess. Or someone who knows her. To her, I'm a grade D. To me, she's either an A or a D, or a B or a D. Again, I can't put it on this grading scale because I won't feel comfortable around her at all. But it's a good thing to not feel comfortable around Mary. That means I care about how I act and look, in a sense that I like her. But that's different. Doesn't apply on the scale. And the only person who doesn't apply is Mary. Everyone else applies somehow. So there's that. I don't know if this is Panda Express or not, but in case it is, this will be the first time I eat Panda Express in my life. Right here, the foods here are mostly recognizable and they seem edible, so at least there's that. There's fried rice, I think this chicken, fried noodles, and some dumplings of sorts. Just a little bit of each, a tiny bit of each. For some reason, I don't know why. The most unrecognizable food here is this. I know this is supposed to be dumpling, but this is extremely small. And it's dipped in some kind of sauce, which I don't understand. Alright, let's try the fried rice first. So, there are beans in this fried rice. There are green beans for some reason. Corn and carrots are pretty normal. Alright, let's try its taste. Tastes really strong. I don't know. Alright, time now is 9:18. I realize that I've spoken a lot already today, again. Yeah, first of all, the Chinese food dinner, quote unquote Chinese, it's not that bad, actually. To me, it's just another kind of American food. It doesn't taste like Chinese food, true authentic Chinese food at all. True authentic Chinese food should be soothing, and there should be a balance between meat and vegetables, between hot foods and cold foods. But this one, just don't even start with it. But it's fine. And at first I thought it's Panda Express, and I was so hell bent on making a separate video about, first time Panda Express. Turns out it's not Panda Express, it's Trader Joe's, so I'm safe. Aside from that, not much else to talk about. I finished my mango and pineapple juice. Originally, I wanted to throw it away because there's only a little bit left, like 5 gulps, and yeah, I just don't like it, honestly. It tastes like flavored water. It doesn't taste good at all. It's not refreshing. It just tastes like a bunch of chemical formulas. It just tastes like a bunch of ethyl ethanoate or something, It just tastes like a bunch of ethers. So, yeah, I wanted to throw it away, but after the very salty Chinese food, I drank it and it worked, and it's nice, and I finished it. Also, the girl across the room, the woman, I should stop saying girl. She's older than me, I say woman. The woman across the room, the Japanese woman, I wanted to speak to her a little more. like, given that we'll be living here and given that she's the only other Asian in my vicinity and might be the first non-Hong Kong or East Asian I would ever speak to, I would like to speak to her a little more. And originally the idea is that I'm going to ask her on which day in the week does she do her laundries, because I don't want to clash my laundry with her laundry. But an even better question would be, so I was eating dinner and she came out a little bit to wash stuff, like wash her plates and her chopsticks, I guess. And she does this frequently. And I was curious because there were a few points when there were no forks or knives in the tray, but there were chopsticks, and I wanted to use chopsticks, and I'm relatively good with it in comparison with the rest of America, okay? Even though my chopstick holding gesture isn't perfect. But then I realized, okay, maybe they are special chopsticks that only belong to her. So next time I see her, I should just ask her, like, are these chopsticks, like, special, like, exclusive to you? Because I also kind of want to, from time to time, I may use it, especially if I go to the east side and get some noodle takeout or something, I would like to use it. No worries though, I have a spare over here, but just would like to ask her that. Also, like, I corrected Mrs. C today on her pronunciation of my name. She says Inuk, which is not as bad as Enuk, but Inuk is still like wrong. And funny because it's not even a Chinese word. Chinese doesn't work like that. It's from the Bible. It's supposed to be a popular word. And like whatever, right? But they pronounce her name, I wouldn't say wrong, but Americanized. Like they pronounce her name as Souza. Which is funny because her name is apparently Asuza. In that case, that would be Asta, which is weird because it doesn't make any sense. Or it could be Azusa. Then in that case, it would be Atsa, which sounds like it makes more sense in terms of Japanese. Asuza doesn't sound like it makes sense at all. But then again, I'm not Japanese, how would I know? It's a good thing that I'm not forcing people to speak my Cantonese name, Zino, with the tone. If you say it, you gotta say it with the tone. Alright, a couple things. It is 11:11. I'm gonna end off the day right here. I'm gonna end off today's thoughts update section here. I got cookies. They made cookies. There's dark chocolate chip and a white chocolate and almond cookie, which is nice. It's cool. And I'm extremely thirsty. It's fine. I got water, but I drank a lot already today, and it seems as though this is not quenching my thirst. Thus, I'm going to drink something else. And you know what I'm drinking? Today's a special occasion. Now here's the thing. I brought 6 packs of lemon tea here, and usually, if I bring something really precious to another place, of course, I like to save it as much as possible. But here's the thing. Lemon tea is a drinkable thing, meaning that it will get expired if I don't drink it. I bring it here because I need to drink it. So I have to drink it at some point. And if I save a pack of lemon tea for every special occasion ever, then it would seem more like a tedious task than something to enjoy. So if I feel like drinking it, I will drink it. Even though today's not a special day or anything. I'm thirsty. I want to drink something. I'll drink it. And I don't want to drink soda. I don't know why. I feel like I've eaten too much sweet stuff. And don't get me wrong, lemon tea is sweet. But like, the broccoli salad tomorrow. For lunch. Okay. Don't get me wrong, lemon tea is sweet, but oh, so refreshing. Yes! You know what? When I drink my last pack of lemon tea, I'm not gonna throw this away. I'm gonna drain it, cut it out, dry it, and place it here as a memorabilia, yes. And I know I could buy lemon tea in the east side of LA, but it's different. The packaging is a little bit different. So yeah, happy days. Lemon tea is most enjoyable when you're thirsty, right? Wow. Yes. All right. I'm not gonna do too much for the rest of the day. I'm gonna edit America vlogs. I'm gonna, oh yeah, booster shot. I'm gonna have to handle that. Counselor. I'm gonna speak to it. Find one, and gonna watch a couple episodes of Hawkeye. Take a shower. Go to bed. That's it. All right. So booster shots. Time now is 2:46 a.m. in the morning. I know. 10, I can't do it because it's literally the coming Thursday and I have exams. 17, I may be able to do it. Should I do it before lunch or after lunch? I think after lunch would be fine. I'm gonna go with 3:30 to 3:45. 4 o'clock is fine too. I'm gonna let myself wake up a little later. 4:30 is good as well. I'll go for 4:30. Yeah. Let's go 4:30 to 4:35. Pfizer. Okay.